packed my gear, stashed some stuff with my friend from the neighbourhood forum, and went off and hid out in a little B&B sort of a place above a pub in Digbeth. Well, I tried to figure out, okay, good, now what do I do? You know? But I was out. I'd given the impression that I was going to go home to the funeral of my uncle, who, you know, and this was in July now, June. It was a fact that he had died, but I said that I was going to go to his funeral, and the reason I did that because I wanted to buy myself some time to collect some papers and to look at my options, you see what I mean, without anybody being after me, you know. And I used that as manoeuvre time, and so by the time that period was up, I was out of there, I was in hiding, and they didn't know I was gone, and then my mobile began ringing then, of course, like crazy. Of course I'm not answering it, right? And I hear messages, hey John, where are you? You're supposed to be back here today, and we're supposed to be doing blah, 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 right? I go, okay, what the heck with this? So I go to an internet cafe, I send an email to the intelligence people saying that I had resigned Scientology. I said, a few years ago you changed my contract from a seal contract to a voluntary commitment, and the reason they did that was because so they wouldn't have to pay the minimum wage. Do you see? Because on average you're on, I don't know, 2 pence an hour I suppose is what you're really on. But they didn't want to get stuck in the minimum wage requirement, so they said, oh, well, we're all religious volunteers. So I said, well, look, that's what it says, and I'm volunteering. And don't try and find me, you know, because I will take legal action. Next thing I knew, I got a call from my foster mum here in Ireland saying there's people watching the house. You better not call, they've got some kind of device, you know. Other family members had been getting visits, you know. Because they knew everything about where I came from, because you confess everything to Scientology, right? So I remained in hiding for 3 weeks, literally. I wasn't living on very much at all, so physically I was really getting emaciated as well, you know, so there's all these resources beginning to weaken a bit, and then of course the stress of it. I'd had to check myself into A&E with I don't know, I couldn't breathe, I was sort of an asthma came on. That since I was a small child, so the stress was really hitting me, and I realised that okay, I've got to get back and I've got to make the coast clear for myself. So what I did was I walked past one of the senior execs where he has lunch, you see, every day, and I went up there and I just walked past him, and he saw me and he tried to follow me, but you know, I didn't plan it out. I was on a train out of there, and then a friend from the Muslim community picked me up and got me to the airport, and another friend had bought an air ticket for me, and I got myself back to Ireland and began my new life. That was it. That was me out of Scientology, and the end of 22 years